All right, ladies, it's time to bust all of those I need to lose weight myths. Bust them. Eating carbs after a certain time causes me to gain weight. Bullshit. Reason being, your macronutrient count, or whatever it is that you are ingesting, is allowing you to create like a nutrition blueprint for your body. What causes you to gain the weight is overconsumption, overconsumption, overconsumption. It has nothing to do with what you're putting into your body at a certain time. So if I dance on a bar for 6 hours a night, just like I do on a regular basis, I come home and I eat at 2 a.m. and I go to bed at 2:30 a.m. and I wake up leaner than I was the day before or even the night before, probably means it's a myth. And this is something that I have been doing for the past 9 years. If you have a macronutrient breakdown and you are following that to a T, you should not have any problems if you're trying to lean out and your numbers match your goals. As long as you are not over consuming some of the macronutrients that you're supposed to be putting into your body, you won't have that problem. Myth busted. I have plenty of people say that I can't have carbs after 5 p.m. I can't have carbs after 6 p.m. Not true. Once again, your macronutrient blueprint, your game plan, what you have planned out for you to get from where you are now to where you want to be, as long as you are following that, it doesn't matter what time of day you have your carbohydrates. And I will prove this to you right now. My very last fitness competition, I was obsessed with Halo Top. So what I would do is go for majority of the beginning of my day with little to no carbs. Now, when I say little to no carbs, know that I was getting carbohydrates from vegetables, fruits. So I was getting the nutrient dense type of carbohydrates that my body required to give me energy and also to help with those micronutrients. But I always wanted Halo Top every single night. And that was my way of making sure that I had what I loved without binging on something silly like chips and salsa, which I've done before, popcorn. Anywho, that myth could easily be busted. Every single night I had a pint of Halo Top, which is normally 56 to 64 grams of carbohydrates per pint. So if you want to tell people that you can't have carbs after a certain time, when I was eating mine at 3 a.m. every single night, myth busted. Once again, just to reiterate, overconsumption is what causes your body to gain weight, not the time that you're actually eating your carbohydrates. Heavy lifting makes me look manly. Do I look manly to anybody? Anybody? Bueller. Do I look manly? Is there an Adam's apple? I mean, I've been trying to do some neck exercises, but is there an Adam's apple? If there is, if I'm developing one, let me know. Okay, ladies, heavy lifting does not make a woman look manly, but this is what it does do to your visual when you're looking into the mirror. Once you start doing heavy lifting, you start to lean out at the same time, which is why I highly encourage women to lift weight. Now, when I say lift weights, I mean like going bold, be like 6 to 8 reps. 10 to 12 reps, no more than that. If you are doing 15, 20 reps at a time, all that you're doing is basically leaning out your body and maintaining the muscle that you have right now. Here's what happens with muscle. The more muscle you carry, the more fat you burn while you're doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. I could be sitting on a couch for an entire day, never lift anything but my fork, a spoon, my cell phone, and a remote control. And I will be burning more fat than the normal person who doesn't carry nearly as much muscle. Muscle burns fat. The more muscle you carry, the more fat you burn. If you want to lean out quickly, but also start to sculpt that hourglass figure, like have those legs where you've got a little bit of shape, you don't want to look manly. Of course, I'm not going to tell you to take testosterone. That's for damn sure. I'm not going to tell you to shoot up on steroids. But what happens is heavy lifting allows you to lean out faster. It is killing 2 birds with 1 stone. There's no point in doing high reps and then also doing cardio. Stop with the cardio. You are going to see an amazing amount of results when you look in the mirror. Now what you see is that you see more muscle. So you're like, shoot, I'm getting bulky. That's not what's happening. What's happening is you're leaning out and you're starting to see the foundation underneath the house. When you knock down all the walls of an old house, what do you see? You see bare bones of what was there before the house was actually made into this beautiful sculpture that it was made into. And you may go, I didn't know that beam was there. That's crazy. It's exactly what happens to your body when you start lifting heavy. Your muscle starts to get a little bit fuller. You're not getting bigger, but you're starting to lean out at the same time. So your abs start to become more apparent. Your biceps start to show a little bit more. Those hamstrings that I absolutely love start to show a little bit more. When you lift heavy, that doesn't mean that it's making you bigger. It's making sure that you're leaning out and your fat is reducing. Therefore, you're seeing more muscle development. Doesn't mean that you're actually building more muscle to the point where you're starting to look manly. I'm a woman and I gain muscle quickly. So to wrap this all into one thing and to give you a great visual on this, it could take a woman 6 months of heavy lifting and increasing her macronutrient intake and her calories just to gain 2 to 3 pounds. 6 months. So if you're telling me that you went to the gym for a week and you started to get bulky, all I can do is pray for you. Low fat and low carb diets work best for my body. I'm going to make this disclaimer. Unless it's a medical condition, I do not recommend that anybody go low carb or low fat. We will stick with carbs for the most part on this subject. Fat and carbs, your body requires a certain amount every single day just for you to stay exactly where you are in order for you to live. If you don't know how to find your macronutrients, definitely let me know in the comments below. I could actually walk you through how to find your macronutrients and what it is that your body requires just for you to stay alive and to be able to function. Okay, low carb, we're gonna focus on this. Low carb, awesome if you're trying to lose weight quickly, but for sustainability for the normal person, if you are doing low carb, what happens is you drop weight so quickly and your body starts to lean out. One thing you will notice too, you're not so tight. You'll have a little bit of excess skin. You'll almost feel like you're looking like a flat tire. That's not what you want in most cases. I'm assuming women, that's not what you want. You want to look full and have a little bit of muscle tone, but you don't want to look like you have a flat tire. That's what happens when you stop eating carbs. Your body basically will obviously lose the weight very, very quickly. However, as soon as you pick up a French fry or you eat a rice cake, or for Christ's sake, you eat a sweet potato because it's Thanksgiving, your body's gonna react and go, I don't know what the hell that was, and this is all I know what to do, and you're gonna blow up. Taking carbs out of your body is basically taking the energy away from your body. It's taking all of the fuel to your day-to-day get up and brush your teeth and go to work and function like a normal human being. It's helping you lose weight, which is great. But once again, as soon as you add carbohydrates back into your daily nutrition, your body doesn't know how to react, and it's going to react in a negative way. You're going to gain weight. There's a reason why people that do certain types of diets and you see that they lost so much weight and then they go back to their normal routine, they will, in most cases, gain more weight than they had from the very beginning. That's not what you want. If you want longevity out of this, you need to find your macronutrients and hit those on a daily basis in order for you to get the goals that you want. If you like the way you look, awesome, stay exactly there. But know that if you're going for a low fat or low carb diet, in most cases you're gonna see results quickly, but they're not going to be sustainable. Myth busted. And the final one that we have, my body only responds to certain types of training methods. I will personally tell you, for the first 7 years of my fitness career, I did athletic-based training like footwork, suicides that you do during basketball practice. I was doing sprints. Why can I not think of this? And I was doing steady state cardios. These are the things that my body was used to. Box jumps, long jumps for distance, resistance band training, high repetition training. I was doing all of those things, not knowing that my body wasn't developing the muscle the way that I wanted it to in order to keep the weight off when I was in my off season, if you could use that term. What I did was shock my system. After 7 years, I went from high repetition training, steady state cardio, sports specific stuff, all the way into the last 2 years where I did heavy lifting, little to no cardio, and I changed my macronutrients. Therefore, I was eating a lot more than I was over here, which, hell, if I could have done that a long time ago, I would have. I wouldn't have binged nearly as much. Yeah, that sucks. But I mean, we only know what we know. You don't know what you don't know. What I ended up doing was switching to the method that I thought my body was gonna hate. I was the girl who said, I don't wanna look manly. I recall my trainer, at the time my trainer, Mike Waters of Phase 1 Sports, he would have me doing squats, and of course the bar, as we all know, is 45 pounds. He would add 10 pounds on this side and 10-pound plate on this side. So clearly I was at 65 pounds. I would squat 15 reps, no problem. If he tried to throw 2 5s, one on each end, I was like, nope, Absolutely not. I don't want to look like a man. Girls, seriously, throw on the weight, reduce the number of repetitions, and trust me, you will absolutely love the results that you're getting. It is impossible for us to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger without enhancement drugs. Change up your method of training and you'll see amazing results. If you're somebody who does long distance running, instead of doing running, try cycling. That will totally tone up your legs in a different kind of way. If you absolutely love to do sprints, instead of sprints, maybe get on an elliptical and do like 30 seconds as fast as you can with the highest resistance that you possibly can, and take 60 seconds to just chill out and not do anything. Do that 10 times instead of doing sprints. That's an amazing way to change up your cardio and shock your system so that your body starts to react quicker because you put it into that shock position. Make sure that you're changing up your training method just so that you can receive some of the results that you haven't been getting. As they always say, definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and hoping to see different results. Trust me, you'll realize that your body is changing a lot quicker than just doing the normal routine that you were used to doing all the time. All right, guys, eating after a certain time, no carbs after a certain time, heavy lifting makes me look manly. Whatever. As a woman, I gain muscle quickly. Is that an Adam's apple? Is it there? If it's there, you would tell me if it was there, right? Low fat and low carb diets are the best option for me. No ma'am, unless you have a medical condition. And last but not least, my body responds to certain types of training methods only. Miss busted. Girls, change up your habits. Get to know your bodies a little bit better by putting it in unfamiliar situations. And trust me, you'll love the results. If you don't, there's something we need to tweak. Therefore, the comment box is for you. Let me know below. If this is the type of video that you absolutely love, which is more informative instead of me going through my day, let me know in the comment section below, because I'm happy to help bust a lot of those myths that you may have. And who knows, maybe you'll end up receiving the same type of like transformation that I ended up having 2 years ago when I changed up all of the things that I had in my mind and tried to do something different physically in order to see the results that I've seen in the past 2 years. Honestly, I don't regret not one bit of it. Also, if you like the video, definitely give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it with any of your friends that you know are doing these things on a normal basis and they could benefit from switching up their routine as well. Let me know what you guys want to see, give it a thumbs up, and once again, thank you for always joining me.